Hello everybody, welcome back to my page. I'm Laura with Chocolate Designs. Say hi when you jump on. Hit that heart button for me to let me know that you are here and that you are watching. And if you see a red live button up here right now, then you are catching me live. If you do not see that red live button up there, then type in the word hashtag replay or exclamation point replay, just to let me know that you've seen the video. In just a second, I'm going to give you a keyword to type in. When you type in that keyword, then I will send you a message with the supply list for all the things that we're using tonight. Hopefully that'll pull up here in just a second. Here we go. All right, the keyword for tonight is Howdy. Howdy, Howdy. Y'all, we're going to do something Western themed today, and I hope you really like this. Oh my goodness, there is everybody. There's all my friends. Hello, Rhea. Hi, Cassie. Hello, everybody, as you're jumping on. Hello, Lorraine. Hi, Lisa Marie. Sorry, you guys, I'm a couple minutes late. I could not find the ribbon I was looking for. I still haven't found it. Hi, Donna. Do need my glue gun tonight, but I'm going to wait to plug that in for just a little bit because we've got a lot of stuff to paint this morning. Hey, or this afternoon. Hi, Rhea. Hello, Dottie. Hi, Valerie. Good evening, everybody. Y'all ready for this? I'm so ready. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. You guys, we're actually going to do a door round today. I love doing door rounds. They're probably one of my favorite things. And I think you guys are absolutely going to fall in love with this design that we're going to do. Hi, Corey. Hello to all my friends. Hi, Melissa. Y'all. I'm a little flustered as I was trying to get on here. I looked at my clock and I'm like, oh crap, it's already after 9:30. Oh no. But I made it. Okay, you guys. So these are our rustic rounds. These are amazing door hangers and they're pretty thick as well. And so they're really sturdy, great for hanging on your door, but at the same time, they're pretty lightweight. Hello, Pam. You've been working on your Charlie project. I love that. Hey, Deborah. So hopefully a lot of you guys saw that there were a bunch of new stuff that was added to the specials tab today for 70% off. Plus, y'all, flat rate shipping right now going on for $60 orders or more. And I love that when we do flat rate shipping. So that's awesome. All right, we're just going to open this up and we're going to get to painting this thing tonight. So what I want to do is paint this in 2 different colors. Hey, Renee. Hello, Sissy. So we're going to tape this off a little bit, okay? And I need a spot. Ooh-wee, 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 ooh-wee. Where am I going to do this at? How do I want to do this at? We're going to go right about there, I think. Right about there with my tape line. The kids are doing good. Evan, though, is just, he's ready. He is so ready to be done with school for the summer. Noemi says, I love the door rounds too. They're one of my favorite things to do. Even since the beginning of chalk for me, I've always loved doing the door rounds. So I'm going to put 2 layers of tape on here to give myself a little bit of a border. And I will overlap them just slightly. Just because I think this is going to look really awesome. Hi, Kim. Hi, Mona's in the house. All right. So we've got that all taped up right there in the middle. We're going to use our Waverly chalk paint tonight because you guys know I just love my Waverly. It's a fantastic paint to paint a surface with. We're going to do the top of this in ink and the bottom of this we're going to do in plaster, okay? Hi, Christine. So y'all, I hope you guys have had a really good day. Logan's ready to be done too. Yeah, I think it's a lot, you guys. A school year is a lot for kids. And those last... that last month is really tough on both, I think, the kids, the teachers, and the parents, just to be ready to be done with the year. But it's usually the funnest for the kids, too, right? They complain because they're over it, but then that's when all the fun stuff happens. All right, we're going to go ahead and just use some black ink Waverly chalk paint. And I'm going to use a sponge brush because it's really, really easy this way. And we're just going to go ahead and sponge paint this entire top of this surface. Now, you guys, we're doing Western theme tonight, so this does not need to be perfect. We don't even need to have the entire thing covered, though we probably will. But if we miss some spots, it's totally okay. If there's some spots that's lighter than others, that's okay too. Hi, Ruth. And I'm just grabbing it right out of my cap. I will do my edges as well, just to be sure that I get it all, so that it's cohesive. But rounds are one of my favorites to do. You didn't get notified for some reason. I don't know what is going on with those notifications lately. Did I turn it off? Is that why? You guys, I didn't watch. You're all going to get a notification right now. Like every single person is going to get a notification right now. Once I toggled it off. Hi, Beth. Beth and I got to talk on Face Chat today, and I love that. I love that. So for a lot of you guys, a lot of you who have been with me for a while, we've done at least one Face Chat over time. I will tell you, you guys, I love to craft. I love to craft. I love it, love it, love it. But my favorite part of my job is actually the one-on-one conversations that I get to have with you guys. So I really, you got yours now? Carol says I got 2 of them. Oh, so that right there, I just love getting to talk to people face to face on the FaceTime talks, helping them out with anything they might need help with. It's really my favorite, okay? You got another one earlier? Oh my gosh. All right, we're also going to do the edges of this with this black. I'm not worried about the back because that's the part that's going to hang on your door anyhow. So I personally don't care if it's sloppy. But if you do, you can go ahead and just paint the whole back of this black or paint it to match the front, whatever you want to do. It's totally your call. Boom, Arabella. Oh, yay, Kim, I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, we're done with this. Yeah, we're done with that. Gotta think about it. Oh, yeah, the keyword for today is howdy. Type in howdy, 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 for the supply list. All right, then we're going to grab another one of those sponge brushes, and we're going to do, hi, Lance. We're going to do the bottom of this in Waverly Plaster. Wouldn't you know it, I put this thing in my drawer, and I need it. Ever since I got that thing, I don't need to yell, John, quite as often as I used to. But that paint gets on those edges, and it just kind of messes things all up. All right, let's see. Let's just pour some of this on here. And see what we can make happen. Ooh, that's probably way too much for this little space. Howdy is the key word. Oh yeah, way too much. This is how I get it all over the edges of my jars. And then it crusts all up. Oh, now he'll leave you alone? Because I said hi to him? Glad I could help. Shouldn't he be in bed? Ruth says I just got notified. It's probably because I just turned that thing off. I don't know. The notification thing is weird. It's weird. Yeah, way too much paint, y'all. Way too much. We'll just offload some of that. That's better. That's much better. Go along my edges. Now the bottom part I think I might actually do in 2 coats. Because this is where we're going to have our transfer setting. And I just think that it would look better. It's not covering quite as well as I had hoped. Oh man, I don't know. Now that I'm getting this on here and getting my lines straight, we're going to leave it. I like it. I like it now. Okay, so we've got our board just kind of started. My Easter was good, thank you. We spent time with some family and friends. Am I done with this? I think I am. Place an order right after your live. The website was slow. So I know, yeah, there was a lot of orders this morning after that whole bunch of new stuff was added to that 70% off sale. And with the shipping deal going on right now, and the oh my gosh, the coupon code if you place an order on the 15th, oh my, there was just so much going on today. But it's great, right? And then that new transfer that came out, the new Surface that came out, orders were just crazy. The website was all crazy today too. You got the 5 free. They were the same. That's okay though. All right, I just want to get this nice and dried up. Oh man, I got it leaking down the edges. I don't want that. Let's clean that up a little bit. That just kind of looked bad. Any idea when the board erasers might be back in stock? Beth, I can check the inventory list and kind of get an idea of that, but off the top of my head, I don't know. But send me a text message and I will check that inventory list tonight and let you know what it says. If you absolutely need board erasers, I do have some here that you could buy from me and I could send to you. Hello, Miss Cheryl Lunch. How are you doing, girl? Hi, Rachel. All right, nice and dried up. And then we can go ahead and we can pull this part right here off, this tape that I put on here. I put on here for a reason. We're going to have a spot right there in the middle that is just that wood. Because if it's a country theme, you guys, you want to have some wood in there, right? And I love that. All right. Here's what we're going to attempt to do next, though. Here's the thing. I want to stain that wood part. I want to stain this wood part, and I want to use some of this Dixie Belle Voodoo stain that just came back in stock. So we're going to give this a good shake because I've had mine for quite a while, and it does separate on you. And even though I've got my color down on here, we're going to stain this entire board so we can see what it looks like to put the stain over top of black. This round is the one that comes in on the website. It's a 16-inch round, I think. Or is it 18-inch? No, I don't remember. It's big, though. It's big. It's a 16-inch. Yeah, I was right. I was right. It's a 16-inch. All right, so we're going to shake this up really well. And I've never tried to put the Dixie Belle gel stain over top of color before. I've always just done it just right on wood. So we're going to see what happens if we put it over top of black, over top of wood, and over top of white, just to see how it changes it, okay? Because why not? Why not? So the gel stains are similar to any kind of wood stain, but they don't have that smell, that odor, and they're gel instead of being like an acrylic base or an oil base. So much easier to use inside of a craft space or something like that. It's a water-based gel stain, okay? So here we go. We're just going to put some of this on here. We're going to rub it on and then rub it right back off. And just see what happens. No willow hairs in there tonight. Here we go, you guys. Wish me luck, right? We're just going to rub it on here. Okay, so on the black, it didn't seem to change it much. Oh no, I got the lines on here from where I put it. Shucks. On the wood, it really changed it. And on that white, it changed it too. You guys, I used way too much. Way too much. But it's okay. All right, we're just going to take a paper towel. We're going to wipe that right back off of there. Crafting is messy. And sometimes I'm messy too. It's okay. Oh, it actually went through the paint on the black and made the design. Oh my gosh, it took some of the black off of there. It's removing the black, you guys. Oh no! It's probably going to remove the white too. Your card is $400. That's mainly seal items. Oh my gosh, Sissy. All right, so note to self. It's going to pull your paint off. Just use it on the wood. We tried it though, okay? We tried it to see what would happen. It's definitely going to give this a totally different look. But I had to see. I think I might have to paint that black again, you guys. I don't like how that looks now. Not at all. All right, well, we tried it. I'm always willing to try things just to see what's going to happen. I do like how it changed the wood part of it. I don't like how it changed the other parts. And I like how it even changed the white part of it. I like how that looks down there because it kind of gives it more of a rustic look. I'm good with that. Oh, Board Eraser said long-term 3+ weeks. Oh my gosh. Aw. What if I used a baby wipe? That's probably a good idea. Well, the baby wipe's going to take off the black too. For sure it'll take off the black. But maybe I can clean this part up a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I actually like this bottom part down here. The word tonight is howdy. You make mistakes all the time. Exactly. That's how we learn, y'all. If I do the crazy stuff, if I do the crazy stuff, I can show you guys what will work and what won't work. And I'm not afraid to just try it and see what happens. But if I got the top of this, I definitely have to get the sides of it too. Just to make sure that it matches. We're good. We're good. Howdy's the key word. All right. I am going to take some of that black and go back over the top of this, though, just to get rid of those lines where I put down that voodoo stain. But I like what it did down here. Didn't realize the time and your volume was down. Holly, what do you mean? What info would I need? Send me a message, hon. It looks like it cracked. It does kind of. I like down here because once we put our transfer down here, it's really going to give a whole different effect, I think. And that's the thing about crafting, too, and doing things, like everything is different, right? It's all unique. It's individual. You play around with it. You just kind of see what works and what doesn't work. And if it doesn't work out, fix it. Find a way to fix it. All right, let's go with that black a little bit again, and we're going to try to fix that top part because I don't like that. I don't like that part. But that's okay. You love the colors. I do too, except for on here. If you guys look closely on here, you can see every single mark where I drizzled that over. So, I'm not going to tape it. I still feel like I've got enough of a clean line there. I'm just going to get close and then put a little bit more black paint on that. Just to cover up some of those spots where I drizzled. Maybe it would have been better had I not actually drizzled it on the board and instead I put it in a cloth and just rubbed it over. But, you guys, it's going to turn out amazing either way. We're good. Supposed to have a craft show this Saturday and it got canceled. I feel that it was a blessing because in 2 weeks I have another craft show. So the last year over 1,000 people went through. Now I need to make some more stuff. Yay, girl, get it. Okay, that's better to me. That's so much better to me. Let's get this dried up. And then I can show you guys the transfers that we're going to use. I do like how the white turned out. I definitely like how that turned out. This is going to be a unique one for sure. That's all right. So Voodoo Gel Stain in that color does not work very good on black, just so you know. Doesn't make a lick of difference. But on the white, it does. Okay. Let's go ahead now that this is dry, put some surface wax on here just to prepare this and have it ready for what we're going to do next, okay? Nope, still not ready for the glue gun. Still not quite there yet. Not quite. I'm afraid to have it on for too terribly long. We'll get it though. We will. Before we put down the second transfer, we'll do that. All right, you guys, we're just going to add some surface wax to this. This is going to protect your surface from the adhesive on the back of your transfer. It's also going to fill in the wood grain to help your transfer get a more smooth design. Keep your paint from pulling up the whole 9 yards. You're going to put the wax on there, and then you're just going to buff it right back off. How big these wood rounds are 16-inch wood rounds. I went to Goodwill and found another amazing deal. Oh my gosh, what was it? How would you stain work on chalk painted furniture, you think? Because I just had a big deal. Oh, I think the stain would work great on furniture. Thank you, Darlene. All right, once we've got that all done with our surface wax, I'm going to grab my little rag here, and we're going to go over the entire thing with my rag and just buff that wax right into the surface. And you're going to see that it actually gets shinier as you buff it. You do want to add pressure to this, and you want to try to get all of that wax right back off. Trust me, you never will. Gorgeous handmade twin size quilt for $3.99. What? No, I didn't. You gotta be kidding me. This is the night that I'm having, y'all. Do you see what I did? I put this towel through this paint over here and then dragged it on my board. Oh my goodness. Just painted surfaces need wax. Thank you, Tina. I missed that comment. How do I keep messing up this project, y'all? Now that paint might not stick as well because now I've got wax on there. We'll see what happens. Oh, for goodness sakes. This is how it goes sometimes when you're crafting, y'all. Even for me. Even for me. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. It's you all the time. You just keep moving on. You just keep going with it. Make it work. You're right, Carol. It will be. It's going to turn out absolutely beautiful. As long as I don't use the part of the towel that I just dipped in paint to buff my wax again. How many sponge brushes can I possibly dirty tonight? The keyword is howdy. All right, this is ready now. I'm going to set this aside and let me show you guys what we're going to work with tonight. We're going to paint this up too because, y'all, here it is. On the website currently in the 70% off sale, the up to 70% off sale, you've got this transfer here which I've already used before. It's called the Welcome Words, and these are fantastic for doing wood rounds. So you've got howdy, you've got hello, you've got welcome, and you have hey. And you guys, they will all fit on the round, but welcome is a stretch, okay? It would have to go right in the very, very middle, and it would fill it from edge to edge. But with these, you can also get a set of chalkable shapes, which will make these stand out. And these are really, really inexpensive right now. I happen to have them on hand, though. I did take my Howdy piece downstairs, and I tried to sand it down so it was just wood. Y'all, I ran out of time. You're right, just a happy accident. I ran out of time. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to try to see what happens if we put the voodoo stain right on top of this word today. You locked your keys in your car and had to wait over 4 hours for your husband to come and get... Oh my gosh, no, Joanne! Oh, that sounds horrible. 4 hours for your husband to come with a backup key. I hope there was a mall nearby. Or at least a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's or I don't know, a TJ Maxx or something. Tell me you got to go shopping. Please tell me you got to go shopping. All right, let's see what happens, you guys, if we use this voodoo gel stain right on the chalkable shape itself. I do want this to be brown. There's a ladybug in here. It's alive, and it's, you guys, it's, oh my gosh. Come here, little ladybug. Say hi to my friends. I'm mesmerized. Sorry, y'all. I don't know how it got in here, but the little ladybug wanted to say hi tonight. Here, ladybug. Stay here and watch the show. It's crawling all over me. Oh, it flew away. There it goes. Yo. Hi, Lynn. All right, let's try to do this voodoo stain on this word. I really want this to be brown. And it's going to be a little bit distressed looking because I did try to sand it first. Some pieces sanded, some pieces did not. So we're just going to kind of check it out and see what happens. Little ladybugs, y'all. That's a true sign of spring, right? When all the ladybugs start coming in. And the flies, and the June bugs, and the mayflies, and the stink bugs, and all of that jazz. It's that time of year. It's that time of year for sure. They are good luck. That's why I had to get it on my hand, right? All right, let's try this again. This time, let's see what happens when we put it on the chalkable shape. Glad you have the keypad on your car. I don't have an extra key on mine either. I'm fortunate that John doesn't work all that far away. So he could come rescue me if he needed to. But, yeah. Did you ever find your keys? You guys, that actually worked out pretty well at turning this brown. Now it's just a matter of wiping it off before it dries, and that ladybug did distract me. But that's okay. Ladybug. Now I feel like it's in my hair. And it was hot. Oh no, you got smacked in the forehead by a dump stink bug. Ugh. Those stink bugs, man, they're nasty. Alright, I probably shouldn't have let that dry on there, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And then wipe it off. But I'll tell you what, I like how that looks. I really, really do. I don't want the brush lines in here, though. Come on, baby. This is working out well. Y'all, when I craft, I'm literally just playing around to see what I can make happen. I think I like it. I think I like it a lot. Once we get the transfer on there, we're really going to love it. All right. It looks kind of rough, you guys. That's what the country feel is all about. It actually looks kind of dirty. Do you use your sponge? Yes, I do, Linda. I take everything to my sink, even those little sponge brushes, my paint brushes and everything. And I'll put a little bit of Dawn dish soap in my water. And then I just let it sit in Dawn dish soap overnight, and the next night I come back, or the next morning I come back in and I wash everything. Once I get off of here, you guys, I clean up my transfer and I'm like ready to go to bed. That's just how it works for me. All right, I like how this looks, and I think you guys are going to love it when it all comes together. Honestly, it might not look perfect to y'all. That's the whole point, though. It's not supposed to be. All right, here we go. Surface wax on here as well, because we did just put that stain on there. I think it actually almost looks like a cowhide with that wax on there and that sponge the way that it was. And I think it's really going to look good. And then again, we'll buff that right in. All right, you guys ready for this? We're going to actually put some transfer down on here now. But I do want to move all this paper out of the way before I do that, because if your transfer sticks to your paper, you're going to have a hard time getting it off. And like I said, I have used this one before. Where'd my colors go? Oh, you guys. I know I had my colors out, didn't I? Oh, for goodness sakes. Hi, Mary. This is going to be my night, y'all. Maybe I didn't. I wanted to use Camel, Espresso, and Black Velvet tonight. Thought I had them out. Okay. Okay, we're using the word howdy. We're going to give this some fuzz, you guys. You always want to fuzz your transfer, unless it's really, really old and it's been used a whole bunch of times. Then you don't necessarily need to, or if you're using it on a tea towel or any kind of textile, a shirt or anything like that, then you don't need to fuzz. Y'all are quiet watching my Hot Mess Express tonight. That's all right. Okay, we'll lay this right down on top of this shape. Try to make sure when you do this that all of your edges going all the way around are fairly the same size going all the way, okay? All right, there we go. And I'm just going to use my black velvet paste and a squeegee, and we're going to go over top of this with black velvet. So we've got that rustic brown color in the background, and our words are in black velvet, okay? So all we're going to do is just press this right through the silk screen. Just like so. And cover that whole word, howdy. And anywhere where you can see your surface below it is where your paste is going to go through. And any place where it's teal, it's stopping the paste from going through. I feel like it's 100 degrees in here right now, too. Oh, all right, Michelle. All right. Almost there. All right, now we're ready to pull up. Linda asks, would you be able to spray some adhesive spray on the transfer to make them sticky again when they are old? Here's my advice to you. Probably not, because if you try to spray that adhesive spray on the transfer itself, that adhesive spray is also going to get into the silk screen and it's going to gum up and stop the paste from going through. So I would say I wouldn't do that. It just seems like a bad idea to me. It's not anything I've ever tried. This actually had a couple spots where it didn't go through, and I like it because of how much more rustic it looks. But you guys, there's our word howdy, and I think that that turned out awesome with the background the way that it is. What do you guys think? I think that it'll block the silk screen part. Yes, that's what I think will happen. I could be wrong. But I think spraying it on the transfer is not a great idea. I do know that there is an adhesive spray that you can get for silk screen. That one I might try. But if you try that one, I think that I would try it to spray it on the surface and then lay your silk screen transfer down on top instead of putting it actually on the transfer. But again, I've never tried it. You think you want some now? All right, let me just spray that transfer down. Remember, these are the ones that are 70% off sale. You like it. You love it. You want some more of it. I love it. I even like that there were a couple of... Carol's like, I wouldn't use that, the spray stuff. I even like that there were a couple of bubbles in here where it didn't go through, because it just makes it look like it's scratched and a little bit more rustic. All right, you guys, here we go. Now we can set this aside because this part right here is now done. I think that that looks fantastic. All right, let's grab our board back out. We've already put the surface wax on here. And what we're going to do, I actually think I want to put more tape back on. Just to be sure that we don't go outside of our line. Where did I put my, I swear I put it down there. Where's my tape? There it is, right in front of my face. Linda. But I guarantee you weren't the only person that was asking the question, though. Hi, Lori. I just want to tape off this area here one more time, just to be sure that my transfer doesn't go over, because I can tend to be sloppy. Especially tonight, I think I've proven that I can be sloppy. But it's still going to turn out great anyway. All right. So right there, we're actually going to put our transfer right here on this piece. And there's a transfer that just went into 70% off, you guys. I haven't even used yet, but I'm so looking forward to this tonight. This is it right here. And this one is called Cow Prints. Cow Print. So there's two different ones that you can use. This one right here is just like regular cow print where it's the bigger patches. And the one down here is the smaller patches. I think I'm going to use the smaller one tonight. And we might have to actually use this twice and move it over in order to make the entire thing fit. But I think it's going to look fantastic. Okay. So there is a guideline on this. Glue gun time, probably, yes. And it's, oh, you guys, okay, it's working right now, but it might be almost dead. Let me check the battery. Yeah, it's almost dead. Hold on. Let's put a new battery in this baby. This one's fully charged. And make sure it's sitting on the stand right. Thank you. The sale's going to go on through the end of the month, which is not that long away, you guys. Okay, so this is a size C transfer. And there is a guideline so that you can cut this down the middle. And so essentially it turns it into 2 B-size transfers, okay? And I just squirt on that guideline. And then I can pull off just the part of the transfer that I want. All right, we're going to give this a good fuzz, even though, yes, Linda, I have a chargeable glue gun. Well, I have a glue gun that's, it's a Ryobi. It's from the Home Depot, and then I have extra batteries for it. So this is my glue gun here. These batteries, they just come off like this, and I can use this on all of my tools. I love it. Mostly. That glue gun that's my second one, and now this one doesn't sit on the charger right either, so I gotta watch it. Alright, we're gonna give this a good fuzz because this is my first time using it. And I want to show you guys a little bit of a different technique that we're gonna try tonight for putting the color on here for this print. I don't just want it to be black. I don't. I like mixing colors, as you guys can see with the strawberry one we did last night. You do, Darlene? Are you got like, and none of your stuff works anymore? So we're actually going to do this with a couple of different colors. Okay, so let's pull this over here. Let's see how much of this we can get covered. Like right there is probably all we're going to get covered. So we will have to pull this back over again. I actually think that if I did it right here, I can probably turn my transfer around and use this part of the clean transfer over in this area. So we're going to try that. So Lynn, I have had mine for about 6 months now, and now mine's wiggly in the holder too. I completely agree. But when you first get it, there is a lifetime guarantee as long as you register it. So this time I did register mine. So that as soon as it doesn't work right anymore, I'm just going to get another one. And I'll keep getting more and more and more until they finally, like as long as I need to, because there is that warranty on it. All right, we're going to do 3 different colors tonight, you guys. I picked out some camel and some espresso and black velvet. So they all have that issue. Maybe this isn't the right charger for anybody. All right, so what I'm going to start off by doing, Carol's working on a project while she's watching me. Ooh, this is really, really, really thick. I'll just add a little bit of water and stir this one up. This is my camel paste. I haven't used it in a bit. No big deal. And somebody else just got my last camel that was on my shelf, so I got to make this one work. You don't like your glue on this? So you're like mine? I have a love-hate relationship with it. All right, now we've got some workable paste. There we go. Much better. You've had yours almost a year and it's still heating great and sits just fine on the charger. Good, Tina. I hope it continues to work good for you. All right, y'all. We're going to do some of the camel first. And I'm not going to do hot mess on here. I actually want to layer this a little bit. Okay, so we're going to do the camel first. And I don't even think that I'm going to go all the way over because I don't want it to start drying on me. So we're going to work in sections. Okay, let's start there. So we can do paste and pull. And then I'm going to grab another squeegee out and I'm going to grab some espresso. Okay, not a lot, only a little bit on my squeegee. And I'm just going to kind of go over it in espresso, but not cover it. Does that make sense? I just want to get some color on there. I don't want it to be fully covered. And then we're going to do it again, this time taking a smaller squeegee and using the black. Okay, just to get some black in here. Not hot mess, you guys. Just adding different colors into all of those little splotches. And then we're going to pull this up and see how it looks. Wish me luck. Oh, you guys, I like this. What I think, though, is that I want more of the espresso. Honest to goodness. I think I got too much camel and not enough espresso. So let's try that. Oh, that's much better. You guys, I love how that looks. So now it's got a whole bunch of different color in there for those cow print spots. And you can do as much or as little as you want of each of those colors. So let's start off with the camel again. I'm always starting with the lightest color and then building it with more of the darker colors. We're going to finish off this section. I think it's going to look awesome. Don't be afraid to play with your paste, you guys. Don't be afraid to play with it. Figure out what it can do for you. And I promise you, you'll love it even more. Thank you. All right, let's grab a little bit more espresso here. And just, again, just kind of going over it. Not trying to cover the entire thing. I still want some of that camel to show through, just not all of it. And then come back in again with that black. You like when I mix paints? I think it's fun to mix paints in different ways, just to see what it can do. All right, now last time I did take that espresso squeegee and I came back through. So let's do that again. Just to see what happens. All right, you guys, you ready? Okay, I really like how that turned out. Ah, that looks awesome. You guys, look at that look. Isn't that so cool? And like I said, I even like how the background looks now with that color on there. I think that that looks great. All right, we're going to get this nice and dry before we move on to the next step. Thank you. And especially with how we did our Howdy. Oh, this is really going to look good. Thank you, Terry. All right, we got that part done. Let's go ahead and move the transfer around. Now, it might look a little bit awkward right there where that was that line, but that's okay. And let me see here. Go ahead and share it, Carol. Go right ahead, girl. Thank you, Ro. Am I a cowgirl? I was actually raised in the country, so I would say yes. I grew up in a small country town, a small farm town. You guys, when I flip this over, it actually is going to match up pretty darn well. All right, let's do this again. Thank you, Carol. Let's do this again, you guys. Camel first. Hopefully it goes through all of the spots where we already had it once. And hopefully it lines up well enough that we won't even notice that there was a line there. So camel first. And then we're going to come in with some of this. And this has already got some black in it too. That was that espresso color. And then let's just throw a little bit of black in here. And each spot's going to look different, which is fine. It's good. Oh, Carol, I still got to send you the other one. Okay, that looks pretty darn good, you guys. You can definitely see where there was a line, though. Not crazy about that, but that's all right. It happens. Oh, what was that? Love cows. We just ordered a cow for meat. Oh. And I sat and cried when the farmer asked my daughter and her husband if she wanted to pick the cow. She cried also and said, no, I can't. I completely agree with that. You don't see the cutout for the Howdy or the transfer? Donna, type the word Howdy in the comments. They're there. Because they're in my cart right now. Let me make sure that they didn't sell out. All right, Donna, there you go, hon. That should help. That should help. Howdy is the keyword. And you guys, the sale's 70% off. But listen, if you're a Perks member, you're going to get an even bigger deal on those. So don't forget to join Perks first. You want to be a Perks member. For your granddaughter, so you need it mailed to Texas. Girl, I'll tell you what. Shipping is expensive enough. Have me mail it right to her. Like, really. I will put a personalized note in there. I'll even print it if you want it printed. Rather than sending it to you and then having you mail it back out to her. That's just expensive. Oh. All right, you guys. I think that looks amazing. I think that looks amazing. Y'all. There it is so far. So far. All right, so here's what we're going to do next. We're going to grab our Howdy. We're going to put our Howdy right here in the black area. Doesn't that look great? Hey, Sandy. I need a drink, though. I think it needs to go over a little bit. Ooh, loving this so far. Loving it. All right, we're just going to glue this right on there. Darn it, I hate when I run out of glue. Because then it starts to dry in the beginning where you first put it on. Okay. Very carefully, you guys. Make sure it's centered. Okay, I think we're good there. All right. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now I want to do something right here in this area because it looks very plain to me. So what I did before I came live is I went ahead and took some of the bigger of my my half round beads and I painted them black. So we're going to take these half round beads and we're just going to line them up right here in the middle and go straight across. And hopefully, I'm going to make sure I got them all on here so that I don't. But look at how much more definition that just adds to this project. That might be too many. Rather have too many than not enough. All right, here's what I think I want to do. Just to be sure. Just to be sure. Well, you know what? Just because I've got this right here, let's go ahead and use this. I'm going to use my transfer tape because I've got it, my placement tape. Just because it actually has a ruler mark on here. And so let's put this right down below that line. Thank you, Linda. Cow poop piles. All right, just to be sure, I'm going to put these every 2 inches. I do have way more than enough here. 1, 2, that one will go there. That one will go there. Just to be sure that they are evenly spaced. They're still every 2 inches. I'm just shifting them over a little bit. All right, now let me go ahead and pull this up. See, I knew it. They're too low. I got to shift them up a little bit. I knew if I had that tape on there, it was going to be funky. And then they wouldn't be in the middle. Do you think of things as you go? No, I have to think about this for hours before I go live. And then try to plan it out as best as I can. And like today, I couldn't find the ribbon that I wanted to use. And so you just kind of make do when you're out of time. I have most of the planning done though before I come on my live. Thank you, Carol. Ooh, I love it. Okay, I think that looks great. So what was that? Can someone answer my question about the mix match paste of inks or pasty for? So are you asking if it's the buy 6 get one or buy, was it buy 5 get one free or buy 6 get one free? I think it's buy 5 get one free. You can mix and match between the paste and the ink in the packets. If that's what you asked. I missed your comment though. Okay. All right, you guys. Now we just need to get some ribbon on here to really, really embellish this. But I think it looks fantastic so far. Mira's like, I'm copying some of these projects this weekend. I think that that looks fantastic so far. So let's go ahead and work on a bow. Now, like I said, I could not find the exact bow that I wanted, or the exact ribbon that I wanted, because I really wanted my burlap, and I could not find my burlap for anything tonight. And I didn't spray down that transfer. I don't know what happened to it. No idea what happened to it. Now, I do have some different cow print. Okay, so let's take a look at these and let's kind of figure out. This one immediately is a no-go. I have brown and I have black. I think I like the black better. No, I think I like the brown better, but I think that it needs to be kind of roughed up. You guys know what I mean? Ah, see? I really needed that burlap. Because now that one's not going to look right. What do you guys think? We can make this one right here, and we can take some stuff and just darken it up so that the background is not so white. Leather strings. You say use them both. You like the brown best. I like the brown too. And what we can do is we can actually add some color right to the ribbon itself and distress the ribbon. Or do we not go with cow print because it's already got cow print and just stick with other things like solids? Because I've got a solid black that would look great. That's what I'm thinking. The white's too bright. And then I've also got this one here. And I feel like we might still need a brown or something. I had burlap ribbon and I don't know what I did with it. But I do have just burlap. Let's make this work. Let's make this work. I probably use the rest of my burlap ribbon. So let's make this work, you guys. Why not? Why not? Let's just cut this into strips. You like the cow print better? I think the cow print's going to be too, like it's too different. Personally, I think so. Camel color ribbon. A lot of my stuff is shiny. Too shiny, like Christmassy. I do like this one though. Let's see how it looks. Yes, I do have raffia. You guys, I think that this one right here is going to look good. I just do. Let's just see what we can make happen, okay? The one that I thought was a no-go, it's more like a cheetah print. It's more like a cheetah print, so I'm not loving it. It doesn't look like cow print to me. It looks like cheetah. Cream ribbon. Yeah, but it's Christmassy. It's got shimmer in it. I do have a burlap and black plaid. But again, I think the white is too white on that one too. I think I'm going to go with these two, you guys. I just do. I think that it's going to look just fine. I think it's going to look great. So let's go ahead and just start. I know. I have so many different ribbons. It's insane. So many different ribbons that it's insane. All right. Let's look at that. Right. These are the right colors. All right. I think that I like the loops to be just about that big on this one. I have no idea how big this is though. So let's go ahead and just start cutting. Let's see how big these are. They're 16-inch strips. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 4 of these. How do I store my ribbon? Terry, I've got some in plastic boxes. In plastic totes. I've got some on shoe racks. I've got some in a little ribbon container over here. I've got some on the floor. I've got some everywhere in my house that I can find a place to put a thing of ribbon. There's a thing of ribbon. I have like no good ribbon storage. Honest to goodness, there's no rhyme or reason to my ribbon storage whatsoever. All right, this one right here is about the same size, so we're just going to leave this. My ribbon storage is absolutely insanely crazy. So Beth, okay, so with the she's asking about the paste packets. So, all right, here's what I want you guys to think about when you're placing any order on my site. If there is a sale that's a buy 5 get 1 free or a buy 2 get 1 free, think about it like being at the grocery store, okay? If the macaroni and cheese is buy 3 get 1 free, you have to take 4 of them to the register for the 4th one to be free. It's the same way when you're ordering on my site. You need to add multiples of 6 into your cart for that 6th one to be counted as free. You can't leave it in the back of the store. Does that make sense? So shop just like you would in a grocery store. If it's buy 5, get 1 free, add in multiples of 6 to get that 6th one for free. And then it'll automatically discount it. Okay. That's how that goes. Hope that makes sense. That's how I explain it because it seems to make the most sense. All right, you guys, we're going to dovetail the ends of these. I have a huge problem with ribbon purchasing, which leads to my ribbon storage problem. Small cowbell. I might have one of those. I might. I don't know if it's cowbell, though. You're welcome. All right, and this one right here, I don't think that I'm going to do the ends of that one. All right, so here's what we're going to do, you guys. We're just going to take our pieces here. I've got both of the ends there. And we're going to pinch that right about in the middle. And then fan out the bottoms, okay? Just like this. I'm going to take my next piece. I'm going to pinch this in the middle. Just like so. And then fan out my bottoms, okay? So we've got it to where it looks like this right now. We're going to go for our next piece. Again, pinch it in the middle. We're going to put it in our hands. And if you've got a different way that you can hold on to these, that'll work too. And we're just going to fan out the bottoms. Okay? Just like so. I'm going to do the same thing with my burlap. Just pinch it in there. Now the bottoms are not going to fan out, but we'll cut these a little bit smaller when we get it all done. Let's throw another burlap in there. If this is going to hurt your hands, then find a way to put it down. Yes, it's an octopus bow. That's what I'm making, just an octopus bow. Just like so, you guys. And I'm just pinching them right in the middle there. And you can add more or less if you want to. Pull them out a little bit. And we're gonna glue this together and put it right on there like that, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab a pipe cleaner, or you know, I can even just take a piece of some jute would probably work too. Thank you, Kim. Why did I do that to my jute? I'm gonna take just a piece of jute ribbon, and right where my fingers are pinching, we're just going to tie these all together and pull that really, really tight, okay? Yep, you could use a clothespin. A clothespin would absolutely work for that. That jute is absolutely going to just kind of blend right in. And then we can, again, just take out the bottoms of these and fan them out. Fan out the top. But you want to stick this down. Oh, the little tiny rubber bands work fantastic too. Yeah, the little hair rubber bands for kids. So we're going to fan this out so that all of these pieces go in different directions. And you're gluing it down right at the bottom, okay? And then we can kind of fan it out from there and cut our tails a little bit slower or smaller if we need to. I forgot that I wanted to add greenery though, so hold on with that. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at this now and going, where's my greenery at? Where's it at? Boxwood, y'all. Gotta have some greenery on here. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but I didn't. Just stapling these ones down on here instead of gluing it. And I can probably do the same thing with the bow too. Oh, you guys, actually before I do that, let's go ahead and put a hanger on here with a piece of rope. Because if we forget the hanger, that could be problematic. Dryer just, oh no, Carol. Almost done, girl. Hopefully I can feed this rope through here. Oh yeah, perfect. You gotta have a hanger on there. All right, so there's our hanger. And that didn't go through. Oh yes, this staple gun is really, really easy to use. I love this staple gun. That didn't go through, so let's go ahead and unwind this. I'm going to unwind this a little bit so I can push it down even farther and really get it to stay. It's loud, but it's easier. What size staples do I use? 1/4 inch. Thank you, Janet. Whoops. All right. That's down on there. We'll put some glue at the top here just to hold that down. 1/4 inch staples. Just to make sure that that goes in the up direction. Then we can put our bow on here. We can fluff it out and this project will be done. It's been a hot mess express tonight, you guys. But I do love how this turned out. cutting just a little bit of that burlap off. I think it was too long compared to the rest of the bow. All right, let's check this out. What kind of staple gun? It is a oh my gosh, a Sure Bonder Rapid Fire from the Home Depot. Sure Bonder Rapid Fire. Okay, you guys, I think that this bow turned out really well. I think that I love the colors on it, but I do think that I want to staple it down. So we're just going to go from the underside here. And give it some staples instead of just glue tonight. Just to be sure that it stays in place. You guys know when you got heat on your door, especially if Carol's going to send this to Texas, when that sunshine heat hits the door, it can melt your hot glue. And once it melts the hot glue, your whole thing is going to come apart. So we don't want that to happen. So we'll go ahead, whoops. We'll go ahead and staple this down. All right, and then we can just fluff our bow out. Move our tails around. And I think that this turned out pretty darn well, y'all. Need to do one for your niece who lives in Texas? Just getting rid of some little strangly pieces here of the burlap that I'm not in love with. You could put a cowbell on here. You could, yeah, it is hot in Texas, yes. So keep that in mind if you're sending something to Texas. If you can staple it, staple it. Don't glue it, because if the door hits it and it gets hot, that glue is going to melt and your design's going to come off. So y'all, there it is! Throughout all of that craziness tonight, I think that this turned out absolutely exactly how I had planned. And I love it. I think it looks fantastic. What do you guys think? We could have added a little cowbell on here. The ribbon wasn't my first choice because it wasn't what I wanted, what I was looking for, but I think it still turned out really well and the colors match just great. You're right, Tina. It is funny that cow print automatically points to Texas. But let me ask you, Tina, as somebody who lives in Texas, how far are you from the nearest cow? Oh, man. All right, you guys. I think that turned out beautiful. I hope that some of you guys make this one yourself too, and that you will let me know how yours turns out. I'd love to see it in the VIP group. When you guys finish your projects, please post them in there to give inspiration to the rest of the group, because we love being inspired by each other. Yay! In your own pasture! Tina, I knew it! The little dots are they're just half round beads. That's all it is. A little cowboy hat by Howdy. That would be cute. All right, you guys. There you have it. That's our project for tonight. Again, if you want to know how you can get these transfers and the surface and a bunch of stuff at 30% off, you can join the Perks program. It's a great discount membership program where you get 30% off all day, every day. And it's basically free. You pay $20 and you instantly get back $20 each month. So it's a really great way to go. Yeah. And a whole bunch of stuff in the 70% off sale right now. I forgot, up to 70% off sale, I should say. Not everything in there is 70% off. You guys, check this stuff out. I think you're going to love it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do send me a message to let me know, and I will get back with you as quickly as I can. Y'all are fantastic. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys back here again tomorrow, okay? All right, bye, everybody.